30 years a professional chef, 10 years working as a lecturer, what used to be known as Westminster Kingsway College but is now called CCC Westminster, and where I worked there as the manager of the Mayor's Hospitality Skills Academy since 2022.
There's a shortage of skills and a shortage of people.
Yeah, big time the skills gap there, big time. Yeah. So a sector work-based academy program. Well, however, what it is, it's a universal entry standard called Hospitality Skills Passport. 70% is on the job, 20% is mentorship, coaching, 10% is the education piece. The most important part is that work experience part at the end of it with the employers, and 9 times out of 10 there's a job offer at the end.
The voices you know, Timothy, Tracy and Joe on the show. From front of house to chefs on the line, every voice can shape the future each time. Every voice can shape.
Hello, Vince. Welcome
Hey,
to Talking Hospitality.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So, Vince, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, so my name is Vince Kelly, 30 years a professional chef, 10 years working as a lecturer. What used to be known as Westminster Kingsway College but is now called CCC Westminster, and where I worked there as the manager of the Mayor's Hospitality Skills Academy since 2022. But there's a lot more than that to be, I guess, so I'm going to... Also, I'm a proud Guardians of Grove Food Waste Ambassador, and I just really like to advocate for plant-forward thinking when it comes to the curriculum, because I personally find it, and a lot of people do, that it's quite me heavy. And I think in the modern world we need to have a lot more thinking around plant forward. So yeah, one of the guys in work the other day called me a plant pusher. But yeah, that's my passion, I'd say.
And that's very interesting as well in itself. Now, with hospitality right now is an interesting space, I would say. It's had its fair share of issues.
It's had a tough time, hasn't it?
And it looks like it's going to continue to be for a while. And one of the things that we're aware of is there's a shortage of skills and a shortage of people.
Yeah, big time the skills gap there, big time. Yeah.
Now there's skills gap from people coming in, and also a skills gap of people currently there, and that is obviously an issue. I mean, if you look from the top heavy point of view, where we've lost older people who decided not to come back into the industry, who's going to teach the younger people? But then we've got a younger set of people that are about to come into our industry, that nobody's showing them how to do anything.
Yeah, and there's this perception, right?
Yeah,
there's like a perception of the industry that's totally wrong. And as I said, I've worked in it for a very long time, and I also used to run my own places back in when I was in Ireland as well. And it's such a diverse, inclusive, accessible sector, and I always think of it as like a community. And even working in the space, me and you know each other, and the network is just amazing, and it can open up so many different career paths, and it's just so undervalued in some ways, and that can be quite frustrating even as an FE college. Even referrals that are sent to us as well, it's this sort of perception that you just go put them into hospitality, but that's not it. It's such a professional, and I'm so glad we get those people, because they love it and they really engage with it then, and it's like they found their tribe, if you like, and they come into hospitality too, which is fantastic.
I think that's a really good point, right? Because with hospitality, there's a perception from people outside of it that it's not that professional. It's not professional. It's not one way you stay. And yet, when you've got people like you and me being in hospitality a long time, right?
Yeah. Well, not that long, speak for yourself.
I stopped counting at 20, I think it was, and it was until I was coming back. Of course, it's not 20, and then I was like,
started when I was
29. I was like, it's been 25 years. I was like, let's keep it at 20.
20 plus. Yeah.
20 plus, and I forgot where we're going now, because I'm still reeling over the 25 plus, and and we know that it's a profession that takes you quite a long way. It opens the doors to a lot of people, networking. I mean, I'm working currently 5-star luxury. That is, elite.
If I even take my own career journey, I started as a kitchen porter, left school early. I won't go through too many details. 14 years of age, working as a KP, loved the kitchen, started working in the kitchen. Worked at all sorts of levels of the industry. Some Michelin place when I was younger, and then up into 5-star hotels and things along the way, but also just great, really gastro pubs, funky little cafes and stuff along the way, and really interesting community all the way through all of that. But and then I actually ended up running my own businesses and stuff as well. So, and then diversified into I worked for a charity for a while as well, teaching kids from difficult social backgrounds, and that kind of really got me into the lecturing side of it. And then, I've had a really great career so far at Westminster, which has been going really well. And even with that, there's other things that come off the side of that, and you get to know so many different people. I've got a community interest company called Culinary Medicine as well, and there's just so many different things that roads that open up and avenues open up for you in the industry. And there's so many different pathways that you can go down. I taught in higher education at the college as well, and a lot of people go into food product development and food technologists. There's some very high skills set there. So yeah, great transferable skills, or what we like to call these days professional skills. But a lot of that going on, and so many people have touched the industry at some stage of their career, whether that was a part-time job or going to uni or whatnot. But what I want people to do is think about it as a career, because it is a really great career, not just a part-time job. So we're doing a lot of work on that at the moment.
Yeah, so this is kind of what I want to get with you, right? Is because other countries, like France, for example, hospitality is considered like a profession. You go to school, you do it, and it could be a career for life. In the UK, it's not seen so much unless you're actually in hospitality. But also, what I've noticed increasingly is when people are advertising for entry-level jobs within hospitality, they're also then asking for some level of experience, which means they can't possibly be entry-level. Now, I believe that you're working on a solution to that.
Yeah.
Actually, because, how do I get that first job in hospitality?
Yeah.
But how do I get the skills to do it?
Such a catch-22 there, isn't it? And, a lot of employers we spoke with when we were bringing this together, we're admitting that sometimes, they look for about 12 months of back-of-house experience or 6 months front-of-house experience before they take someone on. And we were arguing, well, how can we get to that point? We got to get to that point. So a lot of work is going on with UK hospitality, and Springboard have been involved as well, and a few other colleges around the UK. And they did run a little pilot of this in Wales a couple of years ago, and it's working directly with DWP, so your job centres and stuff. And so we've been trailblazing the SWAP element of that, so a sector work-based academy programme. But however, what it is, it's a universal entry standard called Hospitality Skills Passport. So if we take things like construction had a CSCS license, security has a SIA license, and they're good entry levels, right? Because when you do a little short course, you're getting something for that, and it's preparing you, getting you very work ready. Mm-hmm. And this is a thing with our industry, we don't have a universal standard. I mean, most colleges and training places and different organizations are actually doing about 70% of this, maybe 80% of this, but it would be great. We just want to get everyone doing it the same way, because that's the first steps to professionalising anything, really, I think, and as we all feel. So the idea was to build a hospitality skills passport that would work backwards from all those knowledge, skills and behaviours that are needed to do the apprenticeship and do the level 2s and do all of that. So working backwards to look for kind of everything that kind of plays into all of that, so there's proper progression onto that. So the idea with this is so what we do at the college, run a sector work-based academy program, so taking people directly from job centres and other referral partners, and people can come in from anywhere, it's no problem. And even if you've worked the industry before, some people actually, and have been out of it for a while, find it very useful as well to reconnect. And we've got some great employers. It's very important, the employers such a huge role in all of this, and they've been really great, the ones we're working with so far, and we're always looking for more. And the idea is that they really give the wraparound, because even when it comes to skills, I think in the education process 70% is on the job, 20% is mentorship, coaching, 10% is the education piece. So there's only so much that we can do. It's more getting them those professional skills across the line, getting to understand the basic skill needs at different levels of each thing, front of house and back of house. So they just do like 5 weeks, 3 days a week. It's about 20 days in total, or somewhere around that. But they engage with this little short program. The most important part is that work experience part at the end of it with the employers, and 9 times out of 10 there's a job offer at the end of that work experience for somebody as well. So it works really well, and it's don't want to say try before you buy, but it kind of works out like that. You're able to have a proper look at somebody, and they've done a little bit with us at Westminster, and then they can head on and go straight into it confidently, go in there, do their work experience, and get, hopefully get a job at the end of it, or certainly get on their radar for something down within the next 6 months or thereabouts, because, we're not always hiring, are we? And there's always, little busier times that we're going into one now with the summer coming and everything else. So yeah, there's always, it's great. They reconnect, they get to know them, they know who they are, they have them then, and they tap into that down the line.
So you talked about standards, like there isn't a universal standard for hospitality. What is it that this program is teaching the people coming in?
Yeah, so we do 3 kitchen skills, 3 bar and barista skills, customer service. We do 3 sessions on that as well, and then we do a lot around employability as well. Within all those sessions, though, it's very role play. So simple things like, plate carrying, put a bit of water on the plates, getting them not to spill the water and making it a bit of fun and that sort of thing. But and also even with the kitchen skills, because you'll get people that just want to do the front of house element and don't want to work in the kitchen, but, explain to them, we're circular economy here, and you got to make sure that you understand what happens in the back to understand the front, and helps them to understand level 2 hygiene and all that side of it as well, and the religion training, and they understand all the barriers then when they do both. But we also just make them engaging cooking sessions, something for themselves, because there's a lot to be said about self-health in our industry. Feel made the chefs I know to go to a tasty takeaway on the way home instead of making Michelin star food all day and then get quick fix on the way home. It'd be better for us to start thinking a bit healthier in that way. Yeah, so just all of that, and they really, really engage with all of that. And it's likewise, if they want to do back of house, they want to work back of house in the kitchen, and they're doing the front of house skills, you got to understand how the front of house operates for you to understand who you're cooking for and understand your customers and understand what front of house is going through. A lot of the time is built by dealing with some of these customers, and that's just, so it's great. The cross-training element's really important, I think. And also, you get people that might think one way and then by the end of it, they want to go the other, Front of house is a career path that we don't push enough. Like you were saying, it's big in France and Switzerland and Italy and Europe. It's very well respected, and yet it just seems to be a part-time job here in the UK. And the chef thing is always the more glorified part. But I think that's just celebrity chefs, is it? I think that's what that might be. It's just we do love a celebrity chef in the UK and our Bake Off and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Although bar staff don't tend to do too badly, because I think that's kind of like when you're younger, that's the cool job to have, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, so that's quite interesting. So it's basically it sounds like it is like a pathway into an introduction of hospitality. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah. And then you've got we're going to give you some basic skills, some opportunities to learn, and then the sort of the icing on the cake of that is then you get an opportunity to work within an organisation.
Yeah, put it into practice
experience and seeing that.
So a good kind of overview of just a bit of everything, what is involved in all the different roles, how to practically do them roles. Definitely your statutory training part as well, just so you understand. So you feel confident when you go in to do the work experience. What are all these different chopping boards for? What way should the plates be? What way should the cutlery be? And stuff like that. So you're not getting confused or anything. And because confidence, everything is about confidence. Yeah. And I think especially a lot of candidates that come in for us, we take in 3 groups of 15, 45. We just had them in last week, and it's really, really, really interesting to see the journey of them over that 5 week, even though it's only 5 weeks, but to see them come through and the way they are at the end of it, completely different people. So that's really, really positive. And then a couple of years later, you start seeing them coming back through doing the part-time programs and stuff, or you might meet them around London sometimes, and they're telling you how they did, and they're quite happy. It's good.
Well, that's actually the next question I was going to have. What, after they've completed this, done the work experience, what's the next step or stages for them?
Yeah, so what we do then is we'll get feedback from them and feedback from the employers, and then the employers are interested in anybody, they let us know, and then we make the introduction and give them a bit of extra support there. We have like a drop-in job club system, so they can come back. You can re-engage with the job centre. They can do the employability sessions on the next group and stuff. So we don't just say, "Oh, that's it, see you now." It's very much how can we wrap around this and give you whatever, show them, give them, signpost them into the next courses that will be available, what will be the new starts, and try and get them, to come to keep coming back until they get right up the ladder. Yeah, and then for the employers, it's really, really a good system, because they get to then pick off ones that they really did like, or did engage with, and we can put them in contact with them, and then we just ask them to report back to us what was the outcome of those conversations and interviews and stuff. Yeah.
So what is, because I know you're a massive advocate of this, We were at the Southwark Hospitality Skills Hub.
Yeah.
And you on the screen, I was talking about what we're trying to do at the hotel that I was working at the time. And you were like, hang on a minute. I want to spread the word about this on Talking Hospitality. And of course, now you are.
Yeah.
So what's your passion behind this? What is your goal from rolling this out?
So many people are doing great work, but we're not all doing it in the same way. And I hate that working in silo. Let's work in partnership and collaborate. I think that's a new way of saying, I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine. But anyway, partnerships and collaborations are fantastic. And we've got to a really good stage now where we've got a lot of different college groups within something, which is like an employer board I have going called the HESH, which is Hospitality Employer Skills Hub. And we bring in, anyone can join that. So employers join that, other colleges join it. We have like Chamber of Commerce in there. We have the Greater London Authority, UK Hospitality, and the Director of Department of Work and Pensions. So everybody's speaking to each other finally, which is great to see. And everyone understands what's happening, and people can see the barriers that we might have for funding and understand why we don't do certain things or do things certain ways. And that's been really beneficial for the employers, and to understand how apprenticeships work and how all of these things are changing. And, governments change, things have changed, and we're able to kind of keep each other updated really and share best practice. And so my idea with this, with the skills passport piece, is that if we could all be doing it in the same sort of way, and then we could be tracking this data a little bit better and having it all fall under an umbrella at the Skills Academy, and we'd be able to get that data together and understand, the impact, the problems, the barriers, and move this forward progressively.
Yeah, so it sounds like potentially this is like the beginning, potentially, of something.
Yeah, I think so.
Of standardisation. Like this is the first step, because now if you're bringing people coming together, having a conversation, because hospitality is. We've even had podcasts about it. It's quite siloed. There's a lot of people saying, I'm going to make change over here. I'm going to make change over here. But I haven't quite pulled together. So it sounds like we're finally getting something that is pulling together. So this could be the start.
Not like, I always say, this is not me. This is not, I don't want to be the lead. I don't mind helping being the lead, but I'm not the lead of this. Like, let's work together and try and somebody else take the lead. And like West London College, for example, we're doing the next meeting there. And we want the employers to actually do the meetings as well, and have us in their places and be able to show us some things and talk about what they would like to see more involved, what they want to be more involved in. But because there's so many great things going on, and that's the thing, we're all very passionate people in the hospitality industry. And again, that community piece. And I just feel that if we just start working together, imagine the things we could achieve. I think, there's some serious talented professional people I've met over the years, and, I'd like to see them shine a bit better, maybe, if we all went together with things.
So I'm an employee, and I'm like, an employee listening to this, and I go, oh, this is something I really want to get my teeth into. I like the idea, a bit nervous about it, not quite sure. I mean, what steps should they take to get involved?
Yeah, I mean, the first step's very easy. Just have arrange a little Teams call. So I'll give it my email address and stuff, and reach out. I'll do a Teams call, which will be able to show you a quick slide. It won't be death by PowerPoint, don't worry. It'll be very quick and easy.
I've had the, just so you know, I have had the PowerPoint, and it's not a death by PowerPoint, I assure you.
And then we just, if you want, you can come in, we can show you around the place, so you get a good understanding of the quality that is there, and to reassure the employer, because it's that 6 month, 12-month thing where they're saying, we want to have 6 month experience front of house and back. So I kind of try to take that away by saying, look at what we do here at the college, and we're there over 100 years, founded by Guy Savoy, Cesar Ritz, and Alex Escoffier. So it's got some rich history, CCC, Westminster. And when you come there, you'll be convinced for sure that we do have the skills, the equipment, and the people to help get people to a certain level when they come to do their work experience, and that you'd be quite pleased to take them on from there. So if you come and talk to us, we show you around, we can do that bit as well. And then you just basically fill in a form to register yourself for doing the work experience pieces, and that's usually where we try to make us a starting point. And then we also, you're at it, then you come to the hospitality employer skills hubs, and obviously might be people, might be small to medium enterprises here, there might be bigger employers, and if they're groups and things, they always have different places and different regions of London, and we are pan London, so when you come to the Employer Skills Hub meetings every quarter, you get to meet all the other colleges, all the other departments of worker pensions and whatnot. So you can kind of have outreach in other areas. You don't have to put them off. We can undo 45 people a month. So there's lots of other engagement, and they'll all do the same. The idea is they run the same system, so you can feel assured that it's all the way to the level that we all want it to be, to get them ready, work ready.
Amazing. So we're going to have obviously links. If you go into the description of the podcast, we'll have links there. But also, if you go to talkinghospitality.com, if you go to Vince Kelly on the guest profile, we'll have contact details there if you want to reach out to him directly.
Yeah.
Vince, thank you so much for coming today. It's been a pleasure.
Great. Thanks for having me.
I'm looking forward to working with you on the project. And if anyone's listening that wants to join, looking forward to working with you as well.
Yeah. Perfect.
Let's be the start of something great.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
A huge thank you to our brand partners Graphic Kitchen and Leisure Jobs for their continued support of Talking Hospitality. Graphic Kitchen bring creative storytelling to life, helping hospitality brands stand out in a crowded market. Leisure Jobs connects top talent with best opportunities in the industry, making it the go-to platform for hospitality careers. We're proud to have them both on board.